What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Real Res Talk. United have won just 4-2 against Brighton at Old Trafford. I'm joined by Shreyas and Adam. Why don't we do things the easy way? Adam, I'll go to you first. We'll get into specifics throughout the game, but initial sort of thoughts on that game, because you were talking off camera that you almost lost your shit 2 minutes from the end.
Yeah. Yes. I think, look, I don't think anyone can say we didn't deserve it or we deserve to throw it away. My initial reaction now is I am buzzing we've won. But as you pointed out, we never do things easy. And it's a weird thing because even under Sir Alex, we never done things the easy way as well. It was
No.
always the difference. It seems to be how easily 3-4-0, even maybe 5-0 this
Yeah.
game, like the chances that we had as well. And Brighton weren't doing much, but somehow we've let them back in. This is before we got the fourth goal, and then it's like squeaky bum time at the end. I was nearly half, expecting the equaliser
Yeah.
because I don't know, just maybe it's PTSD of the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Like I was just expecting it. So, like, look, to get that goal at the end, it's almost like this massive weight off your shoulders. It's like you can breathe, like, a big sigh
Yeah,
when, and I think even Mbeumo kind of had that reaction because he put his foot right through that. It wasn't even, he didn't, I don't think he even cared really about accuracy. It was just power at that point.
yeah.
No.
But, but look, after the game, I am buzzing, like, mix of emotions, but it wouldn't be Man United if we didn't do that.
Yeah, Shreyas, we were talking about how important this was pre-match, and for the most part, it was looking like it was going really, really well. We'll start with the first half. First half, apart from the first 10 minutes, I thought that was one of the most flawless performances United have put in a long time. Like, we shut them out. We were constantly on the attack. Obviously, we've got 2 goals. Yeah, just give us your thoughts on the first half, because I was really impressed with that.
I think overall I'm quite happy with the performance, and I think the team again. If probably this is the team from the past couple of years, we would have ended up drawing that game
Yeah,
because the amount of times we threw away 2 goal and 3 goal leads the past 2 years, it numerous occasions, and it happened in the same fashion that it did today. But for this team to again work around, then get another goal to just shut the game off completely, I think it shows a lot of character in this team. And on top of that, Brighton aren't an easy team. Like they've
no,
been playing good football this season, and they've
Mhm.
caused trouble
Good
to a lot
results.
of oppositions. So for us to actually, against a Brighton side who we have been struggling against for quite some time, to get the 3 points, I think it was a very important win. And to get three back-to-back wins now, I think we can finally see some, form of consistency in this team when it comes to the results, because this was missing for quite some time. And three back-to-back wins, and we are only 3 points off the top.
yeah. No, it's
Could we
looking good.
do
It's
it?
look. Yeah, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's relax a little bit. Um, let's talk on the goals. I'm going to get into negative stuff later on, but let's talk the goals first, Adam. First goal, well worked goal. Obviously the players involved, and Cunha finally gets his goal for United. Lovely little layoff from Casemiro, and he shoots from outside the box, and it's straight in the back of the net. Yeah, happy Cunha's got off the mark now.
Yeah, I think there's been a lot of kind of people now, not United fans. I think United fans, for the most part, have been quite happy with
Yeah,
his performances up to now, and like he's done everything you want from him, besides either
assist and
score
a
or
goal.
assist.
Yeah,
Yeah, and look, he silenced them today, did, and I think it was a great goal. Like you wouldn't see. I know Garnacho scored today, didn't mean anything, but you wouldn't see that from Garnacho at all. You
no,
wouldn't. And he's a different type of player, obviously. He's more of that kind of 10, inside 10. But look, he needed that. And you could nearly see the relief as well he got from it, like the
yeah,
smiles, everything. And this is the thing as well. Something that we've been lacking has been confidence, and that's building. So for him to get confidence as well is going to be huge. And that was like probably one of our better goals I've seen us score now in quite a while because it was
yeah,
well played. And I think for the most part of the game, we played very, very well
yeah.
throughout, like nearly full 90 minutes.
I agree. Yeah, Shreyas, we got into the second goal. Bit of a lucky one. Casemiro outside of the box again, takes a shot, bounces off Ayari's back and ends up in the back of the net. But we take those all day, don't we? Like, it doesn't matter how they go in. 2-0 is 2-0 in the first half, and you were like, looking pretty confident that we'll win this, and we'll win this at a stroll.
Yeah, and I think again well deserved for us, and finally some luck going in our favor with that deflected goal, because the amount of times we missed many opportunities, hit the crossbar or the post, finally some luck going in our favor, and mostly we were coasting through the game. I think barring the first 10 minutes of the game, we completely boxed Brighton out. I think we started quite bright in the second half as well, and it was a good team performance for the majority part of that game, where all of the players were pulling their own weight. All of them had some really good moments, and a very young and I would say, mobile midfield pivot of Baliba and Ayari were completely shut off today to the level that both of them were.
We'll touch on Baliba. We'll touch on how bad Baliba was. We'll get onto that. Sorry, you finish your point. I don't know if you finish your point.
Just that, I think overall it has been quite some time that we've seen, United as a team performing well week after week, because it has usually been that, even though we do get positive results, it's that one or two players have been playing too good. The others have been okayish. But I think today, defense, midfield, attack, I think all the three departments pretty much, I think all of them look quite well.
No, I agree. Going to the second half, Adam, we're 2-0 up, and you think if we get third or maybe even 3-4, like we can see this game is out of sight. And it looked like when we started, we were trying to do that. And then at some point, Brighton it looked like they were getting back into the game a little bit. They were causing a few issues. And then the third goal from Brian Mbeumo goes in, and you think, cool, we're out of sight. It's done. Like, game over, job done. Amorim makes these changes. He takes Casemiro off. He brings Mainu on, who I want to see Mainu play, absolutely. But that is a wide open midfield that when you bring him on. And it kind of left us open to Brighton pressing us and pushing up, and eventually we'll touch on Welbeck's free kick in a minute. But yeah, what did you make of the substitutes? Because I was like, this is leaving us wide open, and it was an hour into the game. Like, it wasn't like it was 80 minutes. Like, it was still half an hour left of the game. So for me, it was like, I don't know about this substitution, but yeah, let me know.
Yeah, like a half hour in football is a long, long time. A lot can happen in a short period of time. But it's almost like once he made that decision, I understand like that he must have thought we were out of sight. But like, as I said, it's a long time in football. And it's almost, as you pointed out, open in the midfield and inviting all that pressure, which it did, because both Bruno and Mainu like to get forward, and they're not really overly defensively minded players. So, like, look, I saw later in the game when he brought Ugarte on, that's probably the sub that he should have made. Maybe, bring Ugarte on at that point and then Mainu on a wee bit later. And I know fans do want to see Mainu as well, but it has to be, as he pointed out, one or the other, because you can't not play a defensive-minded midfielder, particularly against a team that are known for their midfield as well, playing good football, like passing around in midfield. So when we're playing two, most teams are playing three in midfield. And then when you're playing these two lads, it invites a lot of pressure. So like, it kind of gave them that opening, it did. It was almost a little bit naive from the manager at that time of the game. Like, I understand maybe 10, 15 minutes after that point, but it was too early for me, it was at that point. And I think it did eventually lead to that sort of goal it did as well, because it was a ball straight through the midfield, straight through the middle. And I know we were it was a counter attack, and for me, I don't think it should have counted. It shouldn't have been a foul to begin with. And then someone pointed out, I saw on Twitter as well, it was like an extra 10 yards in front of where the foul was actually committed.
Yeah, we're gonna.
So what's the story there? Yeah,
let's get onto the referee. Let's get onto the referee, Shreyas, because he had a fucking nightmare, in my opinion. A lot of decisions did not go our ways. Like, there was a lot of fouls that I thought we should have gotten, and we didn't even bother. Biggest one, I think, was the penalty decision. Ahmad gets clipped up by I can't remember who it was. The defender, was it Van Dijk? The Corpo. And he said he plays the ball, but on the picture, it looks like he just sticks his back leg out. He's not even looking at the ball, and Ahmad goes over, and they said he played the ball. Didn't even look at the screen. VAR cleared it. Yeah, what was your thoughts on that? Because in my opinion, that was a definite penalty.
I think if it happened at the other end, it would have been given as a penalty. And for sure, it would have been given as a penalty. And I was quite shocked that it wasn't given. And I think overall as well, a lot of decisions in that game were quite baffling for me to see. And if probably if it gets given as a pen, we don't even see these two goals happening in the first place. 3-0 gets converted into 4-0. The entire energy just changes, and I think the referee tried as much as he possibly could to give Brighton an in during this game, just somehow that they can get some points. But I just don't know where these sort of decisions come from.
Yeah, Adam, we just touched on that moment. He runs through. Dorgu barely touches him. They sort of fall into each other, and the guy falls over, and he get given a free kick. And like you said, they moved the ball 10 yards further up as well as it is. It was never a foul. It was never a free kick in my eyes. I think a lot of people were of a similar opinion. Gary Neville obviously isn't, because he seems to hate United in a minute. His commentary is just anti-United. I don't know why, but that's just the way it is. Were you worried at that point? Once Welbeck's... I know you had an opinion on the goalie, which I'll let you get into.
Mm-hmm.
Once that goal goes in, are you worried at that point? I mean, it's 3-1.
At that point, what was it, like 74th minute?
Yeah.
I think it was around then.
Yeah.
And like the changes that were made, I'm thinking at that point, okay, if they get another one now in the next, I'd say, 10, maybe 12 minutes, I'm going to be very, very worried at that point. But I didn't think there'd be that much out of time as well. But on the goal, you see that happen so many times every game. Like it's something, a ball comes through, players are running towards it. It's not always the attacking player in front of the defensive one. Not every time, but they'll both fall over each other, they will.
Yeah.
It happens so often, it does. It's never a foul. I've never seen it actually really given as a foul.
No.
Probably, 9 times out of 10, it won't be given as a foul.
Yeah.
And then you had people, maybe the Brighton fans chanting, okay, red. But you can't, if he gave a red there, I think I would have lost it.
The ball had already gone.
It was gone.
The goalie.
It was in the keeper's hands.
Yeah. It's not a red.
Yeah.
Even if it is a foul, which it isn't.
No. On top of that, then, okay, he gives the foul, which shouldn't have been a foul for me. The ball has moved 10 yards forward.
Yeah.
And it's easier to score 10 yards forward, it is. Like, you're closer to goal. Okay, I know there's a point where, especially straight on from a free kick, it's difficult to score. But, like, they moved it into the perfect range for a free kick. And it should have been 10 yards back. Like, there is photos on Twitter if people want to see all that. Just look up. I think Stephen Howson actually put it up. There was a good picture he did, And I was actually amazed by it. I couldn't get over it because right as Welbeck was saying, I was like, well, didn't the foul happen a bit further back? Just I didn't realize till he had just about hit the ball. I was like, it should have been a wee bit further back. But for me, I think the goalkeeper won't be happy. Like, he's been solid since coming in.
Made some good saves during the game as well. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm not going to fault on his performance. Overall, I think he had a really, really good game. But I think he'd be looking at that, maybe I should have done a bit better, because it's not like in the corner. It isn't. He's a wee bit to the left, I know. But it's near the middle of the goal. And I think his hand, it's after. Maybe it's the pace that kind of takes it from him. But like, he'll probably be looking at that and he won't be happy. But that's the sort of player I want. I want them looking at his mistake, saying, I should have saved that. Meanwhile, we had Onana, like, I'm confident in my ability. His kind of arrogance.
Talking shit to Matic before a game and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Just ridiculous.
So hopefully he'll look at that and think, okay, should have saved that. And I'm okay with people admitting that. Like, it's okay, it's great when people say it and like you can walk away with the 3 points still. It's a bit more sore when it costs you the game. Yeah, so there is another side of that. But I think he should have done better. Yeah.
Let's get to some comments and then we'll touch on the rest of the sort of game. Tim99, we're going to win the league. Let's calm down, Tim. Let's chill out. T2 the Izzo, top 4, positive goal difference. Somebody pinch me. Yeah. When was the last time we had a positive goal difference? I can't remember.
I can't remember.
It's been a while.
I can't.
Yeah.
2 years ago.
Jesus Christ. Is that a Boston Celtics t-shirt, Adam? Oh, I think you've answered that in the chat.
I did, yeah. It's Republic of Ireland.
Very nice. Well-deserved win. How fucking bad were the ref and VAR today? Absolutely ridiculous. Premier League said, don't play the ball for the Mbumo penalty. Yeah, we just touched on that. Ridiculous. That was probably the most important game of the season. We need to follow up and win to make the Liverpool game count. Getting over the mental hump that is Brighton need to kick on. Yeah, we've beaten Liverpool at Anfield. We've beaten Brighton, who we've not won against the last 5 games. So, yeah, getting over stuff, which is really good. Well, 3-0 lads. I trust Welbeck to score. Yeah, he was always going to score. It was always going to happen. Yeah. The ref was bobbing, so was VAR. Yeah, Man United coming back slowly. I hope so. Big up. Gary Neville said that it's a foul for me, the 3rd goal. So, yeah, I don't agree with that either. But, yeah, let's move on. We're 3-1 up, and we're getting a bit nervous, let's be honest, Shreyas. We were, like, a bit worried. 2nd goal goes in added time. Are you starting to panic then? Are you starting to go, we're going to chuck this away?
Little. That, that the momentum of the game has shifted, but quite glad that we not only won, but actually scored a goal just to shut the game completely off. Mm-hmm. I think when you allow a team to have that sort of, the way they scored that first goal, and then the way they scored that 2nd goal of that set piece, these are goals that can happen, at any sort of time. They are not down to individual mistakes, I would say, per se, but just certain refereeing decisions can have that sort of an impact on a game. And luckily for us, for a change, I think last year around we would have given that 3rd goal away and ended up dropping points. But to have that sort of intent to actually again take the game from scratch and come away with the 3 points, I think speaks a lot. And against Liverpool as well, Liverpool scored the equalizer, then we went on the other end and scored another goal, and then came back and just saw the game out. It's good to see us actually being able to see games out, even though when the momentum of the game might change, or the other team might have a period of I would say more dominance in comparison to you, but you're still able to at least go out with a positive result. I think it is quite important for this team, and hopefully this carries on even longer. We've still got a few more games left before the next international break. So if United can carry this sort of momentum into the next few games as well, by the time the next international break comes in, maybe United are still there in the top 4.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. Danny Welbeck just said it's the best Man United side we've faced in a while. Really organised structure, always incredible players today. They punished our mistakes. I agree. Gary Neville also said, Adam, Cunha and Mbeumo will win a lot of matches for Man United. Brian Mbeumo scores the 4th, 2 goals. For me, he might be the signing of the summer for us. Maybe Le Mans you could chuck in as well, but I think it's a bit early for Le Mans. But yeah, for Mbeumo, signing of the summer, right? He's been ridiculous.
He's been really, really good. He's that perfect right-sided player with a great left foot. He's both-footed. People kind of he's a 2-footed player, and elements of the game, kind of the way he hits the ball and everything, do remind me of He Who Must Not Be Named, who's from Marseille in a way. But he's a lot. He has strength. He has the pace. He has the finishing ability, the dribbling ability, first touch. He is everything you want from that right-sided player, and it has to be. I think it's the best bit of business we've done in a long time for him. Well, both of them. I know Cunha has gotten a goal now. It's taken a while. What is it? 8, 9 games, I think, something like that. But nobody's been that critical of him in that sense, because he has performed as well off the ball, well, on the ball as well. He's doing everything right, except the kind of end product. But for Mbeumo, I think it's 5. Is it 5 or 6 goal contributions now in the league? I think I read that. Yeah.
8 games as well. 8 games we've played. So it's not a bad record at all, is it?
No, it's a really good record, and he had this great record at Brentford, and he's come to us, and he seems to have kicked on from it as well. Because sometimes these players find it. I know they have played in the league before, but when they come to a big club, they kind of are a bit overwhelmed. But he's taken it in his stride, and I don't think we've necessarily had the best record, with African kind of players at Man United, but he hasn't let it phase them. And it's phenomenal. But recently, I think what's really impressed me a lot is the kind of partnership he has with Amad Diallo right now, because that right side is looking a lot. It's looking so much more solid.
Flourishing now, isn't it? It's starting to.
Yeah, and you're seeing little patterns now happening in the team. The chemistry is there with the players, and like tactically, with the press as well. They seem to be very, very intertwined with each other. And for me, that's what kind of impressed me today. Like, because everybody, Arnie Slot, um, Hutzler, isn't that? I can never pronounce his
Hertzler.
name from
Hertzler.
Hertzler, yeah.
Yeah.
Hertzler, they were talking about, United winning this, the way they play, they win the second ball, all this. We didn't play it that today.
No. Nope.
No, we pressed
Tactical
them.
adaptability,
Yeah,
which is something we've been
exactly.
asking from Amrim for like how long?
A long time.
Yeah.
A long time. And we've seen that. Today, I think, look, I know we had our nervous moments, but I think it was the best 90-minute performance.
Yeah.
I'd argue under Amarim.
Yeah, no, I'd agree. I definitely agree.
Mhm.
There's definitely stuff we can iron out, and there's definitely stuff we can do better.
Yeah.
But I think it's an improvement for sure. Shreyas, we've got 2 more games before we head into the international break. Forest, who are under a new manager again. Sean Dyche, which will be interesting, and then Spurs. Do you reckon we can go and get 6 points for those 2 games?
I think we can definitely
United
get
strand hopes.
I was going to say, get his haircut for the international break.
I think we can definitely get 3. I think that Spurs game is going to be very interesting because they are a bit of an inconsistent side as well. I think Thomas Frank is doing a good job for sure, but results-wise, they haven't been as consistent as probably people would have imagined them to be. And last year, we struggled a lot against Spurs. I think we played them 3 or 4 times and we lost every single one of the games.
4 losses.
Yeah, so it's not going to be easy again. And, I think we play Tottenham away, not at home.
Yeah.
So
we've not got any home games until 24th of November. So
yeah, so pretty much, you've got, I think Tottenham will be a tough game. They've got some decent players out there. So I think Tottenham will be tough, but I think against Forest, we'll be able to get a good result.
Yeah, I agree. We're in the top 4 now, Adam. Well,
yeah,
momentarily. It's obviously Liverpool kick off shortly, or they just kicked off. So they could miss places. Can we keep in the top 4 or in or around for the rest of the season if we play like that, for example?
Look, what are we now? We're October now, basically November.
Yeah.
I think if you look at the table now in the next month and a half, if we're still up around it, like I know there'll be periods we'll kind of probably drop out and all that, depending on results. But like if we're around there, I don't see why we can't, because we have only 1 game a week. And and the next game is the most important because it's all your focus is just on that next game. And I think we take it 1 game at a time, and I think the manager and the players have kind of said that as well, which is a positive thing for me. But if we're up around there, given a month and a half's time, around Christmas time, I think I begin to get a bit of confidence. But I think this is what we've been missing. Like 3-4 weeks ago, I think was it the Brentford game that we played. We lost. Was it 3-1? Yeah. Like confidence is down at an all-time low. Nearly it is again. It's just inconsistencies because the performances have been there. We just haven't been scoring. And then look what a big win can do.
Yeah.
Like a big win. I know we had the international break. We beat Sunderland. Then we went to Anfield. Yeah,
beat Chelsea.
Chelsea. We beat Chelsea as well.
Yeah.
We're beginning to get that consistency now. And that's the thing that's been lacking, particularly under Ruben Amorim, because I think we have had good games where we should have easily scored. Burnley, for example, I think we won in the last minute through a penalty, but we should have been out of sight. We should have been out of sight. And again, today we should have been out of sight. For me, I know we let the door a bit open and invited a lot of pressure, but I think it was a good performance, and we're beginning to see that consistency now. Maybe the fruits of his labour is beginning to fruition at the moment.
Maybe.
Like, could it be happening? And that's what I'm hoping is happening. But only time can tell. 5-game winning streak. I know it's for the United strand in that, but if you win 5 games in a row, you're the most consistent team in the league at that point. And your confidence is high, and you can beat anyone. We've gone to Anfield, for me the toughest ground in the league to get a result. Their home records show that in the last 7-8 years, and we beat them in their own ground. And if we can beat them there, we can beat anyone on our day.
I just wanted to touch on Belieber before we sort of head off, Shreyas. Hooked again shortly after the second half started. Really bad game, gave a lot of balls away. He was not a good player. He had a good game last weekend, and everybody thought maybe he's back. But for most of the season, he's been really, really poor. Like, this noise of a United move has kind of sort of turned his sort of performances down. Are you worried at all? Like, if United go back in for him now, like the fact that the pressure and he's not even playing for the club, the noise around him is that sort of affected his performances?
I think it is still early days. I think, especially with youngsters, this seems to happen a lot. I still remember when Caicedo was first linked to other clubs, when he didn't move that year and McAllister did, you saw a dip in his performances for a bit. But then again, he came back into it, and now he's one of the best CDMs that there is in the Prem, and by quite a mile. So with Baliba, I think there is still a big sample size to be seen. I think it's only been like 9 or 10 games in the Prem. There's still 28 games to go. If he can again come back into that sort of form, definitely it is something that United could look at. If not, then I think United would definitely be in an area where it's not just Baliba, but they've got other alternatives where they can, go on and take a look if he's not able to perform to that sort of quality.
By the way, Brentford are 1-0 up. Otada has just
Yes!
scored.
Yes!
It's looking good, lads. It's looking good. Yeah, final question, and then we'll get some comments from the chat. Adam, is that our strongest 11, would you say? Like, if you look at the sort of people you could select, is that our strongest 11?
Well, there's one that comes to mind.
Well, Diego Dallo.
Yeah,
Dallo.
Yeah. Now, I do want to see, I want to see Maz.
Would you want to see Maz in there? Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to see Maz in there.
Not Dorgu?
Probably not Dorgu. Today, I think he had a very bad game.
He did.
Like, I know he gave away the foul, but just he kept giving the ball away. He was kind of committing when he shouldn't have. He was
rushing money stuff.
Yeah.
Rushing stuff.
Yeah, he was rushing decisions where you're hoping at that point of the game, look, stay calm, hold the ball for that extra second, half second, and just pick your pass. And he wasn't doing that. So, I think I'd like to see Maz in there now, because I don't think he's really had a bad game for us at all.
No.
And you're saying every week, you're saying, look, the last 3 weeks, we've had 3 wins, okay? 3 wins in a row now. And we're like, the team have been great. Bar Dallo. It's the same comment every week nowadays. Yeah. So, that's the only change I think I'd like to see right now. Look, I've been very critical of Luke Shaw as well. I think he's lost that yard of pace as well.
Yeah.
But that left centre back role, he doesn't have to commit as much on the wings anymore. So I think he's playing well there. I would like to see Martinez when he is back, see how he is after the injury.
I think we will.
Yeah, I think we will. And I think, because I think he'll perform really, really well there. I'd like that back line. Martinez, Euro. I don't know who you'd play on the left. Euro, De Ligt. Okay, can I just point out De Ligt now? We haven't mentioned him actually.
Yeah, please do.
What a player. Yeah, what a player. Like, today he reminded me in the Manjavicic. Like, he comes, play him in the middle. It's his best position.
Yeah,
he played really well at Anfield, but he's a monster when he's through the middle. And some of our biggest performances have been with him in the middle. And I don't think he's actually had a bad game. I know there was the West Ham, I think he gave away a penalty, was it under Ten Hag, but he had a good game up to that point, and I don't think it was a penalty that time. I can't remember him doing much wrong. No, and they're selecting Van Disney. Yeah, he's consistent, and they're choosing Van Disney ahead of him in the Netherlands national team. I don't think
Aki's getting ahead of him as well. Yeah. It's mad.
There will be question marks on Ronald Koeman now for a while, I think. But particularly if he keeps playing this way, with a World Cup coming up, and if they don't have a good World Cup, then there's going to be a lot of question marks. And I think it'll be a big, big mistake not bringing him to the US next summer.
Yeah. I don't know if you wanted to touch on De Ligt, Shreyas, but is that you agree with Adam? Is that your strongest 11? But bar Dallo, you switch Dallo out?
I think, every single person in this team has earned his spot, barring Dallo. Even everyone can have a good
Mason Mount didn't even come on, and he's
played
fantastic.
Yeah, but Dallo, if even when we play so well, Dallo seems to have that one sort of moment every single game where he just gives the ball away and it ends up costing us. I think Mazraoui, I would like to see in that area. I think on a consistent basis, Dorgu, if he starts the game, I would say I would have him. I think as a sub, Dorgu hasn't been as impressive. I think whenever Dorgu has started games, he's looked a lot more impressive. He's looked a lot more sharp than he usually does as a sub. But yeah, I don't think that Dallo is the long term option for you.
Yeah, yeah, I'm with you.
Begs the question: would Maz look in midfield? Would it work? Because we've seen him at number 10.
Yeah.
So I think he's good going forward and defensively.
He'd probably do a job. He'd probably definitely do a job, I can imagine. But I think we need to go out and buy midfielders, man.
We do.
It's obviously Casemiro's probably going to leave. Bruno could leave. So yeah, I think we need to go out and buy some anyway. So we'll see what happens on that front. Last couple of comments. T2 the Azores impressed with how set many traps for Brighton. We didn't press maniacally, but we picked them off at times very good. Here's a comment that I swear Adam would have wrote, but T2 wrote it. In Bermo's first touch is so good, he'd make OJ's charges stick. There you go. Ahmad and Mbumo supporting each other in positions is commendable. Absolutely. I love that relationship that's sort of going on. But yeah, that is it. United have won 4-2, just about. Liverpool losing 1-0 from a long throw as well, which makes me even more happier.
You love it.
Yeah, Arne Slot is not happy with long balls or that sort of tactic, so that's even better. Thank you, Shreyas, for pulling double duty with me on pre-match and post-match. Thanks to Adam for joining us. We keep an eye on our socials. I'll post some quotes from pre-match interview, post-match interviews, some stats and all that lovely stuff. Subscribe if you're new here. We're on 28,933, so we're almost at 30,000. So please do subscribe if you're new. Follow us on Instagram. I think we're at 8,300, so I want to get to 10k, which would be nice. So please do go follow us on there. Lads, thank you for joining us. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
It was a pleasure.
No worries. We'll see you all tomorrow. Peace.